In what might be the funniest move that Donald Trump has done since he became president, he's reopening Alcatraz. Freaking Alcatraz. I can't even tell if this is a meme or this is serious because I don't know if you've seen Alcatraz, but it doesn't look up to date. Of course, this is going to make everybody on the left melt down because how could he open up Alcatraz? I don't know, because he's been to prison. He's been to prison. He literally has the pictures to prove it, and he looks absolutely stunning. That's good. He looked amazing in his prison picture. I like to imagine Donald Trump doing exactly this. When asked about Alcatraz, I imagine Donald Trump just did it off the cuff. He thought it'd be a goof. He thought it'd be funny. He thought people would think it was hysterical, but also he has some kind of affinity with member berries. And I like that. You know, bringing back some old school nostalgia. We need movies about Alcatraz again. They were great movies, and the only way to do that is to reopen the prison. So here is Donald Trump, and this is how I imagine the conversation going about Alcatraz. Should I do it? I don't know. Okay, I'll do it.
Saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? Do you think I'm going to answer that question?
That's why I'm asking. We'll see.
I will answer it. It's true. Saying that I offered...
You think I'm going to answer that question? You think I'm going to open up Alcatraz? I will open up Alcatraz. But the funniest thing is people are pulling up old clips online like Whoopi Goldberg screaming on the top of her lungs in celebration, thinking that we could send Donald Trump to Alcatraz. Well, guess what? He's reopening Alcatraz to send you to Alcatraz. We're sending Whoopi to Alcatraz finally. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. Listen to this clip. This is so funny. Oh, how the turntables have turned.
And so I think to make a point, to prove a point, put him in the clink. Oh, why not? Put him in the clink. Oh, yeah.
What was that noise that you just made?
Put him in the clink.
Don't make that noise ever again. Ever. It's offensive.
Put him in the clink. Oh, why not? Put him in the clink. Oh, yeah.
I don't want this to sound like I'm doing wishful thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
But which prison would be best?
I know which one.
I'm gonna give you, Michael. Well, that's what I asked. Number one is Rikers.
Miss Berry, oh my God.
You know, I'm
Miss Berry, oh my God.
is Rikers. But, you know, I'm okay if he goes to Alcatraz and they reopen it.
I'm going to come.
Whoopi Goldberg literally predicted Donald Trump is going to reopen Alcatraz. But the turntables have turned. We're sending yo to Alcatraz. Morning, Libertarian. Morning, Miss Berry. We're sending freaking Whoopi Goldberg to Alcatraz. Finally. Get out. Maybe we can finally do the view at Alcatraz, and they could do an Alcatraz in their own jumpsuits, and we can get little pictures like this of Whoopi Goldberg.
But, you know, I'm okay if he goes to Alcatraz and they reopen it.
That's crazy.
You know, what about Guantanamo Bay?
She's literally like the Alex Jones before predicting 9/11. This is our modern day Nostradamus. Hey, you look like Nostradamus. I missed you, Miss Berry. You look like Nostradamus, Miss Whoopi Goldberg.
Guantanamo Bay. Okay?
Okay, so this is the breakdown of Donald Trump reopening Alcatraz, and I think this is absolutely hysterical. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures out of Alcatraz that have come out. Like, here's a virtual tour of Alcatraz. Does this look like it's ready to reopen? Who is going to freaking fix this? I want it open by the end of the month. I mean, I love this little virtual tour. Oh, look at this. Totally safe. Everything looks good. This is going to take freaking maybe a year to a couple of years. Look how good the brick looks. It's very authentic. I don't even know what this is. Through the cisterns. Oh, look at this. We don't need to fix it up. Just send in the illegals. Send in the prisoners. These are for the worst of the worst people, right? Let them pray and try to swim through. It will be my president is a builder. If Donald Trump can pull off rebuilding Alcatraz with his own plans, he will become the greatest president of my generation ever. This was the last straw for me. I always thought, if Donald Trump could rebuild Alcatraz, I will submit to his will, whatever he needs. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Okay, I'm gonna freaking throw up. Okay. But this is what he said. Rebuild and open Alcatraz. For too long, America has been plagued by vicious, violent, and repeat criminal offenders. The dregs of society, who will never contribute to anything other than misery and suffering. When we were a mere serious nation in past times, we did not hesitate to lock up the most dangerous criminals and keep them far away from anyone that could harm. That's the way it's supposed to be. No longer will we tolerate these serial offenders who spread filth, bloodshed, and mayhem in our streets. That is why today I am directing the Bureau of Prisons, together with the Department of Justice, FBI, and Homeland Security, to reopen a substantially enlarged and rebuilt Alcatraz. Not only are we opening it, we're rebuilding it and making it so much bigger. You got to throw that in there. To house America's most ruthless and violent offenders. My mom's always said something like this, like, we need to put the most dangerous people on an island. She was right. We will no longer be held hostage to criminals, thugs, and judges that are afraid to do their job and allow us to remove criminals who came into our country illegally. Ooh. So are we putting all illegals in here? Maybe we'll just have like a whole gang of MS-13 Alcatraz. The reopening of Alcatraz will serve as a symbol of law, order, and justice. We will make America great again. Shout out to this guy dropping it. It's either Alcatraz or El Salvador. No more comfortability. I gotta respect that.
All right, welcome back in here to Live and Now from.
Let this elf tell you what to think. God, look at those ears. Look at these ears. That's an elf. That's literally an elf. He's got magical powers. Listen to him.
Fox, I am Andy Mack. It is nearly 8 o'clock on the East Coast as we're following the.
I'm Andy Mack, and it's literally 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Why do people talk with their nose? Open up your mouth.
Top stories. President Trump touching down back in our nation's capital, also making a big announcement in terms of Alcatraz, reopening that prison. You can look live now here at this as Air Force One on the ground at Joint Base Andrews. We'll soon see him take those steps back to another busy work week as he lands at Joint Base Andrews. We'll see if we have any comments on some of the top stories of the day, but we're just getting more information right now about this. A post on Truth Social from President Trump calling for the reopening of Alcatraz, saying rebuild and open Alcatraz. For far too long, America has.
Do you think this guy talks like this in front of his wife and kids? Open up your mouth.
Been plagued by vicious violence and repeat criminal offenders. When we were a more serious nation in past times, we did not hesitate.
Okay, so he has no new information, but God, we need to reopen. We need to reopen Alcatraz. Oh yeah, drop the knowledge of the island.
The island, of course, notably, the prison was closed back in 1963.
1963.
Alcatraz Island is currently operated by the National Park Service as a tourist site. The order comes as President Trump has been.
Not only is Alcatraz a tourist site, but Alcatraz is also a haunted house. There are literal people that do ghost hunting and they go to Alcatraz all the time. So not only is Alcatraz going to be reopened for criminals, but the criminals have to deal with ghosts. Ghosts are real. I don't care what you say.
Been clashing with the courts as he tries to send accused gang members to the notorious prison in El Salvador without due process. President Trump has also talked about wanting to send American citizens there and also to foreign prisons. And you can just see some of these images there, not far from the goal.
It's kind of an awesome prison. There is something, there's an aura, there's a mystique, it is something nostalgic, something exciting about reopening one of the most talked about prisons in the world. I can't think of another talked about prison like Alcatraz. Alcatraz, when you hear the name, you get excited. You're like, Alcatraz, send them to Alcatraz, put them in Alcatraz. So now we can finally re-say that in America. And that's exciting for me. That's really exciting for me. And I hope that I could be the first prisoner. I hope that whoever is the first prisoner really, takes it in. Not only are you a violent criminal and you committed horrible crimes, but you should take in the rich history of Alcatraz. Just see it as a spiritual experience for yourself. There's rich history in here. There's real horrors that happen in these walls. There's movies that are going to be made about you. So enjoy your time at Alcatraz when you go back to it. Find some place on the wall, write your name so people will remember you the rest of your life. This is what we need. This is what we voted for. This is what America stands for. And it all started when you guys made him do the mugshot. See, Donald Trump, he's been to prison. He been up in prison. He been all up in prison. And he came out of prison. And now he's got out of prison. He's ready for prison reform and prison, rededication and the art of prisoners. He's seen the inside. Many of us have never seen the inside of a prison. Donald Trump's been there, okay? He's been there. He has an awesome testimony. He's one of those people with great testimonies. And you're like, God, I wish I had a better testimony than my own testimony. Testimony's boring. I was just a good Christian my whole life. Donald Trump is going to rename it, hopefully, Magatraz. I think it's got a nice ring to it. It rolls off the tongue. It feels good when you say it. And it would make people on the left absolutely lose their mind. They're already losing their minds about Alcatraz. They're freaking out about it. They're so obsessed with calling him an authoritarian dictator. He's reopening the prisons. Look, he's going to put us in prison camps. Okay, what do you guys think about Alcatraz reopening? Put in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on what's happening with the Trump administration. Is this a goof? Is this silly? Will this ever be reopened? Or will it be opened within the month? And will you miss out on never being able to go visit and tour Alcatraz? Because now Alcatraz is going to be rebuilt. See, the Alcatraz tourism is going to explode right now. So now is your time to go get that tour, or else you'll never be able to see the inside of it because it'll be reopened and it'll be bigger and more beautiful. Very exciting news. Put a comment below. Drop a like on this video. If you don't mind, have a great freaking day. Magatraz is located on Bigley Island. Yes, let's rename it. Let's rename it all. All right, guys, I'll see you guys.